warm-up so far this morning. Obviously, this event critical when you talk about the world title race. Also, a very important one for those surfers at the back end of the ratings, trying to make a jump up. And here we go. We're going to see Miguel on the forehand now, driving into this first section. Throws that tail, maintains control, slicing out on the open face, and looking for some high impact moves through the inside now. A smooth wave, nice little completion. Adriano is going to get an opportunity now on that backhand, that lethal backhand. Drives up and gets it wrong. A rare mistake. What Wiggolly can do, he's going to go right. So much spark on his backhand. There's a bit of it on show. A solid hit there as he rolls through to the inside now, and that's the combination of two pretty clean snaps to finish that wave off.
Rights kind of push out to sea, but as the tide fills in, these rights are going to get nice and long, straight walls.
Adriano picking this one off on his way back out. A couple of tight hits as he banks hard on the end section there. So
trying to set the scale first heat. Take a look at the replay here. Got a little bit cramped on that first maneuver there. Was able to free it up for that second, and that's again, this guy has so much variety in his surfing. And his turns, he knows how to make each and every turn just showcases it in a big way. Now on the backhand, we talked about how Wiggolly has that ability to throw so much water, great technique and timing. Bit of a mistake here for Adriano's wave. I mean, nice vertical first hit, but then here trying to probably put a little bit too much, going too vertical there. And again, that's that wave here. Doesn't have a lot of pushback. So you got to be able to kind of unweight as you go up and over the lip. As you watch the first wave here from Biggie Pupo, which came in at a 5.17, and I just love the pace that he carries in this wave. Was not hurried whatsoever, nice and round and pace turns.
Desperately chasing big results in the back end. To Souza, he had a 5.67 on his last wave. He's got a bit more wall to work with here, and he's really going to town now. Setting those fins free for a moment. That great variety on show as he really starts to step things up. One of the best small wave surfers on the championship tour. Still able to collect a couple of points, even though that wave was below knee high on the inside.
A top to bottom style of surfing, even when it's, you know, a waist high wave. He's able to really lean into that bottom turn. That turn there was beautiful. You know, it's very powerful. He wasn't going super fast, but the actual maneuver itself carried a lot of speed all the way through it. And again, ton of variety, like you had mentioned. You know, this could be a great score, but that's why he's so good, is that he's able to surf a small wave like it's head high.
Out at Trestles, we're looking for the variety. It doesn't have to always be variety, that always helps, but we're also looking for any aerial stuff that goes down, and we know this is where a lot of that happens throughout each year. But yeah, as you alluded to, the combination, and it's a really critical aspect of this wave, is to get those combination of the major maneuvers in. And 7.67, pretty darn good score for this morning, and we're only going to see scores go up from there for sure.
Without major sponsors this season, and both of them are having a really tough time, Josh Kerr and Miguel Pupo. And here goes Miguel now, chasing down the lead, looking very alive through that first speed line.
And then here he looked a little bit hurried. You know, he had to start off pumping down the line, and it kind of set him up. That turn there, had to cut short because he had to move down the line.
I'm gonna get my feet wet right now. As this tide comes in, this whole thing is gonna cover up. So all the rocks all the way back out, we're gonna see the tide come all the way up. And as that happens, we're gonna see a push of waves. Miguel flying down the line, bangs it off the top again after a speed float. Let's see if he can finish strong on the inside. Those waves, he'll actually have a big result. But for today, we should see waves kind of building through the day. The swells definitely arrived, so we're happy about that. But it's coming from really far away. These deep south swells that come from around underneath New Zealand, that long interval period. So if a good wave comes, having priority is going to be key.
Thank you, Strider. We'll catch up with Adriano de Souza now, trying to get rid of that 5.67. Nice hook there. And still hammering away, just tries to kick the tail free for a moment on that end section. as we get down to around about the 6.5-minute mark.
The judges will dock you. You know, again, not the strongest of first turns. Beautiful second one, hitting it late, but there, that little bobble. You know, then the carves here, and you know, it's going to do it. You know, as you can see, it's just going to increase just by. Again, the forecast here for Trestles is going to be pretty average, but still a very fun wave, high-performance wave. You still have to produce.
There's nothing wrong with this one. Miguel Pupo's picked off, but he needs to do something big. He's trying to line it up. Couple of hits. Wants the finish reverse. Feels like Miguel's just chipping away at these waves and focusing.
And the lefts are one of those things sometimes you feel like you're chasing it. You know, again, glides up there, that little bobble, took a little pace off the wave. Much better second maneuver there, but misses the third maneuver because of it. Now gets the snap and says, okay, I got to finish strong. Not a very critical section to be doing that. How much, you know, a lot of the guys will say how much harder it is because you need a certain section to do it. Whereas the air reverse, you can kind of whip it around in any type of section. This was the very beginning wave for Miguel Pupo, which actually is his best wave. Best wave of the heat here, 7.67. This is really where Adriano was able to separate himself. Again, a lot of variety on a wave that gave him some high quality sections. It wasn't the biggest wave, but it gave him good quality sections, and that's really been the point of difference in this heat. Bunch of fives by everybody else, and Adriano was able to get the 7.67.
Looking solid as always to Souza. Anytime he's going up against. Here's the replay.
You take a look here again. There's the outside move. Pretty strong first maneuver against that bottom turn where he really gets compressed and drives out of it. Carries the speed so well.
Looking for a little more freedom in that release off the top. Adriano de Souza, though, looking sharp here in the first round. A heat score total of 14.5.